Welcome back. Let's end the week off, right, with some DanDaDan. Obviously nothing better than assailing our senses with various supernatural oddities, and of course a few questionable characters. A very young-looking grandmother with a distinctive laugh. But of course, a big curse. Losing one's extremities is a dangerous thing. But having to actually face a turbo grandmother in her own home turf would be good if they had an extra little week or two of training. Gotta learn on the fly. Should be fun. So grab a drink, sit down, let's watch some DanDaDan. That was a bit loud. But yeah, travelling back into the home turf, the tunnel. Ladies first, yeah. Chivalry is not dead. Not when there's a terrifying tunnel ahead. I feel like they're gonna work well as a team. Ah, yes, the usual solution to all sorts of ghosts and ghouls. Physical violence. The fact that she's getting a little overconfident just there. Maybe not. It's a Titan. Maybe don't taunt and anger the spirit. The red overlay for the scene. That is gross. Also, maybe you should have kept on the protective clothing. Depression hits. But that didn't last very long, did it? Why help them in a way that, yeah, to defeat you? Return the penis? Got nothing to attack me with now. Well, appeal to its ego, stopping his attack immediately. That was a creepy ass few frames though. So, the grandmother's correct. Easily fall into taunts. How many times throughout this episode are they going to pull out that same bullshit? "10-minute head start." Good. Has they started counting yet? It's nice that the Turbo Granny gave them a 10-minute head start, but how far is that actually going to get them? Eight minutes? 6 minutes? Something tells me she might not be good with maths. Oh, not this again. Some creepy Resident Evil shit going on there. Why is she behind? Random number generator in order to move forward. I like that kind of way of counting, actually. She did invite it first time we saw them. I can say for certainty, I never expected to hear "Don't go sucking my teeth without permission" in an anime. Oh. Well, success, albeit temporarily. And has this given them just the time needed? And she's learning. She doesn't have to be done through sight anymore. And that just freed her. What the hell is this? Got a little parasitic twin. So I thought the location-bound spirit and the Turbo Granny had actually merged, not still two separate entities, just inhabiting the same location. Also, was that a giant crab? I feel like DanDaDan has so many references. Oh yeah, crab. So many references that I'm just going to easily glance over and miss. But pulling things out like the... what was it? The Ouroboros worms from Resident Evil. I feel like, even if it's not done on purpose, similarities to other kind of horror medium is inevitable. And like I said before, actually I think I said it before, having a show which actually has intelligent opposition. I gave him the power of this curse. Why would I let him use it? Good one, Turbo Granny. That's a soul face crab. What? First time I'm hearing that story. Something tells me the... okay. The bears are probably the least of their worries right now. It does feel like some sort of Dark Souls boss. It's good when she's got her hands on properly. Well, go as the crow flies, I guess. Weird ass helicopter, yeah. Pity it's just stopped. Ah! Didn't stop them from terminal velocity. And how far away is crab? So hilarious. They must really know each other. So the crab itself is dependent on who can actually see it? Well, it's great. So they have to find another way. I've never had crab. I don't think, at least. Shellfish and seafood isn't high on my list of things I would seek out. Sudden earthquake and very localized as well. In water, yes, but are they actually going to try and cook the crab? Can you eat supernatural spirits? Whoa, that was kind of cool, but yet creepy. How hot is this water to toughen its tendons and not cook them? Good that the natural world works on ghosts and spirits. Are they upset that the manga cafe got damaged? Ah. Out of the frying pan into the fire. So she's just calling in a few favours. The classic trip and stumble. To be fair, they've been running a while. It's time for at least one. Is the crab slowly transforming, or is that always what it looked like? Well, it's worked so far. Well, I'm guessing that it's one more is all they need, but you got what? Is this the William Tell overture? Well, put pedal to the metal. It's a odd but decent remix, I guess. Well, time to help out. Actually working together, and those didn't look like spirits or a crowd, they looked like beans. But yeah, action-packed classical symphony was not on my bingo cards today either. Now we got into the can-can? Ah, that would help. things just kind of work out. The depth of field, is it depth of field? Was I thinking? It was right there between where I'm landing and what's left of the turbo granny right there. Unnecessary but neat. They missed the train. I didn't have tickets for it anyway. They're not out of the woods yet, or tunnel, city. And just because the rules weren't properly laid out. Really? I've seen a few. And Turbo Granny's transformate. We're getting a Turbo Granny crab crossover. Son of a beach! What is she? A Joestar? This time, count properly. Perfect timing, yep. At least the trains run on schedule here. 100 kilo, oh yeah. Well, that is to say, if the train line doesn't slow down at any point on the track. Also, used to be called, might not be now. Let me guess. The train is on a long-bound journey. Was this always the plan? Kind of expected to get to the train lines. Also, the veil, the hard line between her parameters, her place and the outside. They were the spirits that were trapped inside. Well, now I can go to the River Styx, I guess. Nothing to see here, just throwing a body off the roof. That was some neat disintegration. I mean, the fact you're still breathing kind of adds to credibility that something good might have happened. Jesus Christ. And now that it's... Was it just a correlation, not causation? So now what? Is there going to be a deeper evil that need to take down. Now the Turbo Granny is somewhat out of the picture. Are these rules written down anywhere? It would be nice to have a handbook or something. I see the appetite hasn't died down at all after what they went through. I see, yeah. I mean, you've just defeated a giant crab. Why not revel in the spoils? Oh, that's a point. Has he checked? We won't know if they properly defeated Turbo Granny. What the... For once I agree with him. This is not a family meal I would probably take part in. I mean, we know that his depression can go to extreme levels. No need for him to be constantly by our side anymore. Friendship of convenience is over. Yeah, good script writing here. Just wait until he actually goes through the gate before I make any declarations. Let's not make things final. In Japanese, sayonara means a definitive thing in comparison. The flit through the city. Once again, combining their powers to some effect. Speed and throwing hands. I also like how, for the most part, it is kind of segregated off into ghost section, alien section, somewhat normal life. When they become fully intertwined, or if it does, that'll be interesting to see. Are we going to get purple? But the location-bound spirit of the crab, was that a helping get across the river Styx or hindering? And as far as jaunts through the city, whether the spirits or not, quite a lot of devastation was caused in this. Is there going to be news reports going on in the future? So, very localized destruction. The construction company that put up the building has been contacted for comment. Is there extra clauses in the insurance? Acts of God and ghosts. But also seeing the remnants of the souls trapped fade away, the comment about the mutilated souls and spirits of the girls that are thrown away there being brought together into that grab. Was the granny looking after them or not? Really took you out of the moment to give you a moment to think about things, but not to a detriment. And hopefully it has nothing to do with the Serpoians wanting females. But Okarun really needs to build up his leg strength. Mum was too heavy for him to carry and turn. Definitely take a few laps to build up some physical strength there. And while they don't particularly have any grand evils to fight right now, the fact that the aliens are still out there, even if she did send them packing with a swifty spirit kick, I don't think that's the end of it. Especially with, the Flatwoods monster that appeared. But if his curse was in connection to the Turbo Granny and what she gave him, he's not much of a main character anymore if he doesn't have some way of doing anything. Unlike some main characters who have no way of doing anything and just kind of are there. I like the dynamic between the two and the grandmother, actually. Thinking about it, some of my family gatherings and meals probably weren't too far off, at least in some respects, completely ignoring all chaos that is erupting around. And food. But as far as a plan coming together in this episode, seemed to have worked out. The grandmother once again showing off her planning and abilities, setting up so many talismans to immediately eradicate the crab granny when it came around the corner. And also, just kind of in passing being told this entire city is our remit. Graves, anything that may even remotely be somewhat spooky. If you can think of a ghost story, we're in leagues with them. I wonder what that means going forward. And yes, that final-ish scene with the saying their goodbyes. From my limited knowledge of Japanese, sayonara is usually used for more like finalities if you're not seeing someone for quite a period of time. Whereas it doesn't really have an equivalent in English. The goodbye could be for the day. It doesn't have any kind of expectations attached to it. It's kind of what I like and enjoy about Japanese itself. The language has so much more kind of history and meaning etched into it. Sure, you've got to be a lot more careful when you speak, but it does mean that we get more occasions and shows like this, because, your imagination can really run rampant when you've got oddities all throughout your folklore. Shinto spirits and yokai and everything that could be pulled into a story. I mean, sure, there are bits and pieces in British folklore, like kelpies and shit like that, but nowhere near as interesting, I think, as some of the others from around the world. And with that, I'm really enjoying the colour work, the animation, the cutaway odd moments. It really quite adds a fair bit to it. And hopefully it carries on in that same routine. And sure, Turbo Granny almost cursed them to death and made their nose bleed, and is there going to be much more danger to life and limb going forward? We'll have to find out. To actually get there, you're going to need to watch the next episode. So if you enjoyed this one, if I entertained you in any sort of way, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below. Consider subscribing so you don't miss when the next video comes up. Maybe even join onto my Discord for notifications. But for now, get yourselves a bit of rest. Maybe take a not so warm bath. And I will see you for the next one. If you think my channel could be a tasty snack, well, put away the boiling water and instead join to my Patreon. Because thanks to the likes of Sal, AegisTR, Ethan5, Guado, Kite, Wolfie, Sensei, Zug, and everyone else, I only have to worry about what sort of degeneracy I'll be seeing, and not any nutritional factors.